EA Sports presents NHL Hockey 96.
Okay, here we are again, EA Sports NHL 96 on the PC using DOSBox. And I forgot to do stats and standings after 20 games for this Dallas season, so let's do that now. Oops, it's back here. Okay, so the standings, let's have a look. In the Western Conference, the Stars are on top with 19 wins and 1 loss, 38 points. Then you've got the Flames at 29 points on 14 wins. They're having a season. Blackhawks 11 wins, Sharks 11 wins, St. Louis Blues 11 wins. 2 ties for the Blackhawks. They've had busy, and then a tie for the Flames and the Sharks. Then you've got the Blues and the Oilers at 22 points. Detroit Red Wings 21. Winnipeg Jets 19. Just under the line at 18, Vancouver Canucks. Then the Los Angeles Kings. Toronto Maple Leafs 16. And the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim 13 at the bottom. So the Leafs have got some work to do to get into the playoffs. Playoffs? Who's talking playoffs? In the Eastern Conference, the Nordiques are sitting on top, 28 points. Then the Flyers with 26. Boston Bruins 23. New York Rangers 20. And then at 19, the Washington Capitals and the Montreal Canadiens. But the Capitals have 2 games. No, sorry, the Montreal Canadiens have 2 games in hand on the Caps. And then tied at 18, the Whalers and the Devils, but the Whalers have 2 games in hand on the Devils. Pittsburgh just under the line at 16, tied with the Sabres, and then the Islanders, Senators, and Panthers all at 11, but the Islanders have 2 games in hand on the Panthers and 3 games in hand on the Senators, and then the Lightning are at the bottom of the league with just 8 points. So Anaheim has 5 more than Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay's got 2 games in hand. So, but they're struggling. Anyway, that's the standings. The stats. Let's have a look at the league roster, and then in goals. So points right now, Mike Modano 65, Dave Gagne 44, Lindros 33, Klatt 32, LeClaire 32, Renberg 31, Zamnov 28. You've got Stéphane Richer and Matt Sundin at 27, Pavel Bure, Al McInnes, Joe Nieuwendyk all at 26, probably a bunch more below that. On goals, you've got Joe Murphy with 18, Eric Lindros with 16, Trent Klatt, Mikhail Renberg, Stéphane Richer, Teemu Selanne, and Alexander Daig, 14, LeClaire and Hull at 13, Pavel Bure at 12. What about power play goals? Modano at the top, Tocchet, Ricci, and Craven all sitting at 6. Then Gatna, Correa, Larmer, Shepard at 5. And then Eric Lindros, Mikhail Renberg, Brendan Shanahan, Alexander McGillney all at 4. Probably a bunch more below there. Shorthanded goals, Peter Bollinger with 4. Robert Reichel with 4. Joe Murphy, Alexander McGillney, Kelly Kissio at 3. And then a whole list, Modano, Gagne, Lindros, Zamnov, Richer, Nieuwendyk, Fleury, all with 2. The plus minus, Modano at 53, so all of those guys are on Dallas. They're playing the whole game, so it's not really a thing. But Ray Bork plus 8, Sweeney plus 8, both on Boston. Then Anderson, Cavallini, Creighton, Finn, Foot, all at plus 7. Who's hitting the penalty minutes? Darian Hatcher and Kevin Hatcher. Then McSorley, Sheldon Kennedy, Sergio Momesso, Theron Fleury, Chris Chelios, Cicerelli, Stern, Jeff Courtnall, Tony Granato, Dana Merzen. Who's taking the shots? Fedorov was 61, Solani 57, Jagger 56, I'm now 56, Bure 53, Kachuk 52, Graves 50, Murphy 49, Jeff Courtnall 48. And then the shooting percentage, Alexander Daig at 38.8, Stefan Richer 37.8. He's usually right up there for sure. He's usually first or second. Ted Donato 36.8, Nathan Lafayette 36.8, Joe Murphy 36.7, Ray Shepard 36.6. So plenty of guys above 1 and 3. 35.7 for Ferraro. He scored against Dallas in the game against the Islanders. 35.0 for Kelly Kissio. Eric Lindros 34.0, 33.3. Right on 1 and 3, Brett Hull, John LeClaire, Ray Whitney. What about the goalies? Who's the heaviest goalie? Mike Torchia, 225-pounder. Tommy Barrasso, 212. Stay off the donuts, Barrasso. Sean Burke, 210. He's a tall fella. Ole Kolzig, 205. What about... So... Mike Richter played 19 games so far. He's having a busy season. Habibulin 17, Kidd and Kirk McLean 16, Don Beaupre 15, and then a whole fistful of 14. Hextall, Vernon, Hasek, Rudy, Soderstrom, Broder. What about the average? So Andy Moog, the only one under 1, and he's just a hair under 1. I think he gave up 1 goal in the last game, but it can't. That's not going to put him over 1. Chris Terreri, 1.6. Great average. Only 5 games, but he's playing well. 2.11 for Tabaracci. So the backup's playing well in New Jersey and Calgary. Jeff Hackett, he's playing pretty busy because he's the backup and he's played 11 games. 2.13 average. Ron Tugnut, another backup. Fred Brathwaite, another backup. Mark Fitzpatrick, another backup. Blaine Locker, you get to the first starting goaltender, 2.49. Played 12 games. Wade Flaherty, backup, 2.5. Craig Billington, backup. Well, I can't remember now. Yeah, because it's Curtis Joseph. No. Craig, yeah, Locker is the starting goaltender in Boston. Sorry. So, yeah, he's a backup. Jocelyn Thibault, starter, 2.56. Jeff Reese, backup in Hartford, 257. What about the wins? So Trevor Kidd, no surprise, Calgary on a roll. He's got 11 wins. Ronnie Hextall and Jocelyn Thibault with 10. Burnham with 9. Richter with 8. And a whole fistful of people. Hackett, Hasek, Rudy, Habibulin, Lacker, Ranford, all with 7. How many losses? Who's got the losses? Beaupre with 11. Broder with 10. Wow. Guy Bear with 10. Kirk McLean with 10. Darren Pupa in Tampa Bay. Nikolai Habibulin, Felix Potvin, Richter all with 9. Barrasso, Roy, Soderstrom, Van Beesbrook with 8. Who's getting the ties? Mark Fitzpatrick, 2. Richter 2, Beaupre, Belfour, Billington, Hackett, Rudy, Irbe, Habibulin, Kolzig, Osgood, Potvin. And what about shutouts? Andy Moog leading the league with 8. Ole Kolzig with 2. And then Belfour, Brathwaite, Broder, Casey, Hackett, Hextall, Habibulin, Reese, Tabaracci, Tugnut all have 1. The goals against: Habibulin with 62, Don Beaupre with 55, Richter with 54, McLean with 53, Rudy and Soderstrom at 50, 49 Barrasso, Potvin, Pupa, 47 for Martin Brodeur, 46 and 46 for Mike Vernon. Can't really see the bottom of the list. There'll be zeros. So, and then the save percentage: Andy Moog, 957. Look at Tim Shovelday, the backup in Winnipeg, 917. Chris Terreri, the backup in New Jersey, 907. Damian Rhodes, the backup in Toronto, 902. Tugnut, the backup in Montreal, 902. Fitzpatrick, the backup in Florida, 897. Jeff Hackett, the backup in Chicago, 896. Trevor Kidd, starter in Calgary, 896. Tom Brasso, starter in Pittsburgh, 891. Patrick Roy, starter in Montreal, 891. Wade Flaherty, backup in San Jose, 889. And Jocelyn Thibault, the starter in Quebec, 888. So some good goaltending going on. Those are good numbers. But Andy Moog, he's been solid. Hasn't won every game, but just the crazy one against Philadelphia that didn't go his way. All right then. Well, that's a little wrap up for standings and stats after 20. And hope you enjoyed. Until next time, let's keep our heads up, sticks on the ice, watch for the pass. We'll catch you here next time. Thanks for stopping by.